The reason that the Cincinnati Bengals have gotten off to slow starts over the last couple of seasons, the reason that the Bengals have had to dig themselves out of a hole the last couple of seasons, it's not because of ZAC TAYLOR. It's 1,000,000% because of, well, the golden boy, Joe Burrow. And that's not me hating. It's 1,000,000% a fact. It's not up for debate. Joe Burrow has either missed preseason, has either missed time in camp, has been hurt to start, has been rehabbing to start. Joe Burrow is the number one reason why the Bengals have been getting off to slow starts in recent years. You could say I'm hating. I'm not hating. You know I'm right. You may think that I'm coming at it more aggressively and saying it's Joe Burrow's fault, but Joe Burrow is the reason why the team has gotten off to such abysmal starts the last couple of seasons. Not an opinion. Joe Burrow has been garbage to start the last couple of seasons. Now, the reason is because he hasn't been able to get full camps in. Last year, he was technically deemed healthy to start camp and to start preseason, but he was still nursing that injury. That wrist never completely felt comfortable until a week or two into the season, which is why he looked as bad as he did against the New England Patriots in week 1. We know that, it took a few games for that to be the case. We know the distraction of Jamar Chase's temper tantrum, sit-in or hold-in or whatever, that was a distraction that led to problems. You guys need to stop blaming ZAC TAYLOR. And now because you guys have blamed ZAC TAYLOR, I think that the crybaby fans are going to be why the Bengals get off to another slow start, because now the pressure is on ZAC TAYLOR to do something different. And I don't think ZAC TAYLOR should do anything different this preseason, because the number one thing that ZAC TAYLOR needed to do, or that number one thing that ZAC TAYLOR needed this offseason, was a healthy Joe Burrow. And guess what? For the first time in Joe Burrow's career, he is healthy in camp. You could say he was healthy last year. That obviously was not the case. You're right. The wrist was still a little questionable during camp last year. It was questionable in week 1 against the New England Patriots. Joe Burrow even said as much, that it took a few weeks before he started to feel comfortable offensively. And when he did start to feel comfortable offensively, that's when the offense took off. Not really a hot take. It's out there. So now, because your crybaby fan base loves to beat up on ZAC TAYLOR, ZAC TAYLOR gets the blame for all the losses, gets zero credit for any of the success that the team has had. ZAC TAYLOR's not why this team's gotten off to slow starts the last couple of years. Joe Burrow constantly not being available in camp, not being healthy in camp, not being ready it all comes down to health, right? Like, it's not difficult. They're like, I heard First Take this morning. They were screaming about what in the world is ZAC TAYLOR doing in preseason and in camp. ZAC TAYLOR's not doing anything wrong. We have seen that when Joe Burrow's healthy, this team clicks. When Joe Burrow's not healthy, this team stinks. Like, it's really not that hard to figure out, guys. And now, because you guys wanted to cry, instead of just saying, hey, we have been slow to start the season because Joe Burrow's been banged up, which is what it was, you guys had to cry and throw a temper tantrum and blame ZAC TAYLOR. It has to be something that ZAC TAYLOR's doing. ZAC TAYLOR has to do something different this year. ZAC TAYLOR doesn't need to do a damn thing. ZAC TAYLOR has not been the problem the last couple of years. Joe Burrow's lack of availability and his inability to be healthy at the most important time at the start of the season, that's been what has screwed this team over the last couple of years. They will probably get off to a hot start this season because Joe Burrow's healthy. Joe Burrow's ready to rock. Joe Burrow's ready to go. So in week 1, if he picks apart the Browns defense in the first month of the season, they're 3-1 or 4-0. Are you guys going to give ZAC TAYLOR credit and say, my goodness, whatever ZAC TAYLOR did, it worked, coach of the year? No, you're going to still continue to bury your head coach, as your annoying fan base does, because you don't like ZAC TAYLOR. You, for whatever reason, you don't give him any credit. And it's because of the infatuation that you have with your quarterback in Joe Burrow, even though his inability to be healthy at the start of the season is why this team has had to dig themselves out of holes the last couple of years. So now, because you cried, you didn't look at Joe Burrow and say, come on, man, I know it's not your fault that you're hurt. The appendectomy is not your fault. All right, the season-ending wrist injury and the leg injury years ago, none of that stuff's your fault. But at the end of the day, like, you're never available to start the season, or you're never 100% to start the season. That lack of availability, even though he's physically out there, he's not 100% out there. And because of that, we've seen these slow starts the last 2, 3 years, 4 years. Not an opinion, not me hating. Guys, that's what it is.